Grew up in a little town where the road ended by the sea. Clara and James had known each other since they were barely old enough to dream. They spent their summers by the water, counting ships beneath the sun, certain that wherever life might take them, they would never come undone. But one September morning, James received the news. His family was leaving for a distant country, and there was nothing he could do. At the station, Clara held a letter and placed it gently in his hand. She told him not to open it until he reached the other land. That night across the ocean, James unfolded every line she had written about their summers and promised she would write again. So the letters crossed the ocean, through the winter, through the rain, carrying pieces of two young lives across the distance once again. When the world kept moving forward and the years pulled them apart, every envelope became a bridge between one heart and another heart. At first they wrote each other weekly. Clara told him about the town, the old cafe beside the harbor, and all the people still around. James wrote about the crowded city, the streets that never seemed to sleep, and how sometimes among a million faces loneliness could run so deep. They wrote about their dreams, their fears, their ordinary days, about people they had met and roads that led them different ways. They grew older through those pages, line by line and year by year, and whenever life felt heavy, the other's words were always near. And the letters crossed the ocean, through the seasons, through the years. Some were filled with celebration, some were marked by silent tears. Though their lives kept moving forward and the distance stayed the same, there was always one familiar feeling when they read each other's name. Then life became much faster. Weeks passed before replies. New jobs, new homes, new people, new dreams beneath new skies. The letters came less often, from every week to every month. Then one year, without them noticing, the letters finally stopped. Clara kept the last one in a wooden box beside her bed. Sometimes she would take it out and read the final words he said. James kept hers inside a book he carried everywhere he went. Neither knew if they were waiting or what the silence really meant. 7 years passed quietly. The little town had changed. The cafe had a different color. The harbor looked the same. One autumn afternoon, Clara walked beside the sea. She watched the ships along the water and remembered who she used to be. Then someone spoke her name. She turned around and there was James, older now, but with the same familiar smile. For a moment, neither moved. 7 years disappeared in the space between them. James would come back for a few days, or so he had planned. But standing there beside the ocean, something changed inside the man. They walked the streets they knew as children, past the houses, past the shore, and somehow every old conversation found its way to them once more. Clara asked about the letters, why one day they had disappeared. James smiled and said he often wondered the same thing all those years. He reached inside his old brown jacket and pulled a folded page. It was the first letter Clara gave him at the station years ago. He had carried it across the ocean, through every city, every home, a little piece of where he started, a reminder he was never quite alone. All those letters crossed the ocean, through the seasons, through the years. They had carried dreams and promises, quiet hopes and hidden fears. And though the words had stopped arriving, the story hadn't reached its end. Some connections survive the silence, some roads find their way back again. A few months later, a new letter crossed the ocean, but this time it wasn't written by Clara or James. It was a letter from both of them, sent to the friends James had left behind. Inside was a photograph of two people standing by the sea, in the little town where everything began. And beneath the photograph, they had written only one sentence: some distances take years to cross. James never moved away again, and in a wooden box in their home, they kept every letter they had ever written. Pages from two different lives, sent across thousands of miles, waiting patiently for the day those two lives would become